Amazing podcast begins now.
Very Caliente. This is Jennie López. I'm with Pablo, Alsina in another episode of Very Caliente. Very timely as well. What we're going to be talking about today, Pablo?
We're going to talk about halftime show featuring Bad Bunny. Yes, Super Bowl was last night. We're going to break down the whole halftime show. But not only that halftime show, we're going to talk about the best halftime show ever in my mind, which Jennie knows because she was there in Miami, the Prince halftime show. Jennie López. Let's first start with Bad Bunny, then we'll bring it back to the Prince. So your takes, you're Puerto Rican, your thoughts on Benito, on the halftime show.
I actually wrote a post yesterday in tears, Pablo, which I'm not the person who's going to cry out of, but I got so emotional for me because it was bigger than just a performance, right? It was about the culture. It was celebrating the culture in a way that it was so much positive message, and seeing Puerto Rico, which is actually part of the United States, for those of you who still don't know about that, and being represented from the Piraguas, el Coco Frío, hasta el Apagón. I mean, it's the island. Be represented in such a huge global stage. It was incredible. I was dancing. I was crying. I love that he leveraged that to be authentic to. It wasn't about Bad Bunny. I don't even know if you realize all the different elements that he put there. Even he went with Benito Ocasio instead of Bad Bunny. That's what it was on his jersey. It was about there's something even greater than hate, which is love. It was about love. It wasn't about, hey, it's the American versus the Latino. No, it's about America. And, he naming all the different countries in America at the end. It was just so, so powerful. And I had to obviously write a long post that went a little bit viral. I was not expecting that. But anyway, it came from the heart, from a really good place. What is your take, Pablo?
First of all, I thought it was okay. It was a good halftime show. I mean, but again, it was very, I think if you're from Puerto Rico, you loved it. It was very Puerto Rico centric. Me not being from Puerto Rico, I'm from Argentina. I'm from Miami. I am Miami. I actually created this logo, but I grew up listening to all kinds of music, not just the culture, not just one type of music. So I liked how he made Puerto Rico and New York. He touched on like the bodega. There was a very New York feel in New York. So I got the whole Puerto Rican. It was okay. I thought Ricky Martin was great. I thought the lyrics of what Ricky Martin sang, don't let lo que le pasó a Hawaii. So nobody's talking about that, but Hawaii was made part of the United States. In Ricky Martin's lyrics, he's saying, well, don't let Puerto Rico become part of the United States. I don't know many people caught that. Not many people did at all. I thought going from song to song was okay. I think he has better hits. I would have liked to see him dance more. He barely danced. I think as a showman, it would have been cooler. I thought Lady Gaga, I'm a huge fan of Lady Gaga's halftime show. I thought her dancing was very stiff. I didn't like it at all. I didn't care for Lady Gaga there. I have to be honest. I would have much rather have Mark Anthony. Have Mark Anthony come in and belt out. I would have loved that. I love the little tribute to Dame Más Gasolina and Don Omar that got thrown in there a little bit.
Snippets, yeah.
I would have liked a little bit more, man. A little bit more. If you're going to go all Puerto Rico, bring out Bad Bunny, bring out, Daddy Yankee. I mean, bring out Anthony, bring out Daddy Yankee, bring out Luis Fonsi, Despacito. There's so much more. Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. I liked what he did, but I would have liked Ricky Martin doing a little La Vida Loca.
But dancing.
It was okay, but everybody's like, oh, Pablo, you must love Bad Bunny because you're Latino. I'm like, no, I don't really care for reggaeton that much.
I see it very interesting. I love Lady Gaga. Part of it is because it surprised the heck out of me. I was not expecting, for all of the different, he has done so many different collaborations, and people are like, oh, he's going to bring Daddy Yankee, he's going to bring Don Omar, he's going to bring like all these different people, just like you mentioned. And then Lady Gaga came out of nowhere. But I really like that. For me, it was more of the symbolism, right? Because to be honest with you, I've not been a person who loved Bad Bunny from the get-go. Some of his lyrics are like way to the extreme. That is not my cup of tea. But I do really like the most recent album, which is the one that is more of a tribute to Puerto Rico, just like you said. But for me, the symbolism was that, hey, we have already been kind of integrated, right? There's this like a very all-American singer singing in English, but in the salsa rhythm, right? Very embedded. She looked a little bit out of her element, but I think that I thought that was cool. I don't know. I enjoy like I know I enjoyed it.
No, no, but again, it was good. I liked it more than the
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, and I like Kendrick Lamar. But please don't compare what Bad Bunny did to Snoop Dogg, Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige. That one was amazing. I liked Aerosmith, Britney, and NSYNC more because more of a party. But I did like Bad Bunny. I just the songs were kind of choppy going from one to the other. I would have liked to see him more. I did love that he wasn't, tons of gold and tons of chains
I
like we see.
know.
Classic. I like he was very classic. I
Yes.
flew to Puerto Rico for the first time, Jenny. So I noticed how much trees and grass there is, like just an abundant. So I love that he put the trees in there with like humans. I was like, oh yeah, okay, this reminds me of Puerto Rico. I like that. I like the bodega. I liked him crashing down. There's some element. I love the camera work was okay. It was just missing a little bit of that. I won that Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Kira and J Lo put on a
That
better.
was one of my favorite ones. Yeah, that was one of my favorite. But I have to say, this is a really cool thing about this podcast because we agree to disagree. We have different tastes here and or takes on this one.
Well, we're
I
not disagreeing.
love
I
this
thought it was
one.
great. And if you were
Yeah,
Puerto Rican, you take your hat off and you're like, yes, this was like if you do an Argentina one and it's just people dancing tango and there's Messi and there's
yeah.
football, you'll be like, yes. And Jenny will be like, what is this tango? It makes no sense. So,
It's so funny because I told you I did that post and it went a little bit viral. When it's viral when you get all different emotional posts on it
Mhm.
and replies, and you got people about this is more division because he only spoke in Spanish. And like, well, I mean, Lady Gaga sang in English, but yeah, I get that point. And then there were other Latinos who are like, hey, I know this was more Puerto Rico, but it was really cool the tribute and how he did it. For me, it was more less about him, but more about the culture. And it's a different way on how to play this whole production of the Super Bowl. It didn't feel like a concert, like you were talking about, like
Right.
all these different, like just the songs, the power songs. This was a movie. That's how I got it. Did you see
But
the dancing bushes?
I love the dancing bushes, but like the culture, like that's the only thing I can hear. It's like, no, man, we like hard rock, like Soda Stereo has electrical music. Mexico has Maná and they play instruments, so it's like the cultures don't. We only listen to this. No, man, in Puerto Rico they threw in some salsa there. They threw in a little bit more, but it's like don't pigeonhole us to only like one thing. You know what I'm saying? So I would have liked. And in his concert in Puerto Rico, he did bring out Mark Anthony, and I love Mark Anthony. And Mark
I know.
Anthony,
I was expecting him.
and Mark Anthony can really sing. I was hoping for that.
Yeah.
And for most of you Americans that didn't understand the lyrics, I speak perfect Spanish. I didn't understand much of the
I
lyrics either.
know.
If you don't pick up the Puerto Rican accent, he's not pronouncing R's or L's or S's. So it's hard for us to understand a little bit too.
Yeah, totally, totally. It's so funny. You were talking about how he kept it classy, which it was for me like also, because he could go, like I told you, he could go very extreme. And I'm
Mhm.
glad that he didn't use this platform to go on the unclassy way or like in your face and, like, screw
Or
you,
some of his other
America, or
songs.
whatever. Right.
Some of his other songs, like, are still kind of degrading to women. We got,
Yes.
so he held back on those songs there. So I
Yeah.
like it. What do you think about Becky G was there dancing? Jessica Alba was dancing. That was kind of cool.
Carol G. Who else
Carol
was
G.
there? Yeah, Carol G. Yeah, there were a lot of people. I thought it was cool because that's pretty much like the concert, like the concert of the casita, right? That's his concert about that album, and that's why
Mhm.
he's touring also around the world. So I thought it was cool. It's so funny because when people saw Carol G, they saw all this. That's the collaboration that he's gonna highlight, and
Right.
Cardi B was there. I don't know if you saw her, but she was there as well. So it was cool. I don't know. It felt for me it did feel like a party. Of course, I'm Puerto Rican. Of course, I'm biased,
Right.
and part of it is just we've been in this journey of not being recognized as being part of the U.S. And he got so much. He's gone through so much. I don't know if you know that he apparently he was wearing a bulletproof jacket for the Grammys because he's getting a lot of pressure out of this, like performance. So I cannot imagine being in his shoes, to be honest with you. So he did well with the platform that he had in the time that we live.
Yeah,
in
he
my
kept
opinion.
again, I liked it from a 1 to 10. I'll give it a 7. It was a good time. My wife's from Mexico. We're watching it together. She's like, all right, I liked it. It was okay. Neither one of
Yeah,
us are reggaeton fans.
yeah.
But it was okay. But nowhere near my top 20 shows, even though it was okay. I want to bring it back and to talk about Jennie specifically because Prince halftime show, Colts versus the Bears in Miami. It
That
was
was epic.
rain, rain, rain. I went back and watched it again. I've seen it so many times. He starts with we will rock you," a little Queen tribute, and then they're playing electrical music, and then he's singing just beautiful songs that tap in. If you were like in your 80s, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your
Yes.
40s, Prince is just an amazing showman. The rain was coming down, his solos, his singing, zero track underneath. It's just
Yep.
him actually singing. It's actual instruments. They don't do that much anymore. That
Yep.
show to me was amazing. I saw it from afar. Jennie, your experience, explain to everybody why you were there and tell us about that halftime show.
Pablo, if I tell you the truth, I'm gonna disappoint you so much. So actually, I was there, but they did not allow us to see the halftime show in person.
Oh,
So they got all the cheerleaders and put us back in the
real quick,
what
Jennie,
Oh,
you
let's
were
go back. Let's go back. Yes. So I was an NFL cheerleader for the Colts, captain actually of the team, especially during that Super Bowl. So that was amazing. And yes, we were dancing our hearts out in the rain because it just never stopped pouring rain the whole time. I think that's what made that Super Bowl so exciting. And it was with the Bears, which is, in proximity here, Indiana and
Mhm.
Illinois. So that it was really, really cool. But Prince, I got to watch it just like you, Pablo, from a TV, which I was so disappointed. But like to your point, he's just well, he was right, such a phenomenal artist. That rain was just cathartic, right? It was especially when he started singing "Purple Rain," just him and his guitar in that beautiful stage, and it was just it couldn't even, they could have faked rain and it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, to me, that was the greatest Super Bowl halftime show ever. U2, also, I loved U2. And then
Yeah,
Michael Jackson, another beast. Michael Jackson, hats off to him. But as far
yeah,
as talent goes, to me, Prince is just a songwriter, a dancer, a musician. The way he sings, the way his presence. And growing up, nobody cared if Prince was gay
true.
or straight or white or black. And no, man, back then it was just talent.
Him.
And Prince had it in spades. And that halftime show was amazing. I absolutely love that halftime show. Bring it back to Benito just to wrap up this show. Again, I love Bad Bunny and what he's doing. Good for him. I don't care much for the music, but I love that he's also acting with Adam Sandler. I love that he's on SNL and that he's doing commercials and that he keeps singing in Spanish. Why?
Yeah,
I don't need to sell out. And even if he did, I wouldn't even call it a sellout. But hats off to him. The whole set was in Spanish,
yeah.
except for Lady Gaga singing in English. I absolutely love that. If you don't like it, well, you could change the channel. So people are, oh, it was so boring.
Absolutely.
Why didn't you change the channel? Like, well, and nobody did. 135 million people. Well done, Benito.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think the way he wrapped it up, like I told you, it was about America with all of the different flags, not just, and he included United States, and it was a beautiful way to put everything. And then I don't know if you saw
It's
the
just
message in the
America,
football.
it's South America, Central America, the
Central
Caribbean.
America, South America, yeah, Canada, every so America. And I don't know if you saw it, the message in the football that it said,
Mhm.
"Together we are America" or something along those lines. It was very very cool. Well, and also the Grammys were not that far away, and he also won for the very very first time, right? The best album, and the whole album is in Spanish. So I
Right.
think he's just a like him or not, because again, I've been in the whole journey of not liking him, and I admire how he continues to evolve and putting his thoughts in what he believes in front of whatever fame that it may give him or not. I do admire that from him, and the fact that he won the best album is on Spanish is the first time that something like that happens. It does says a lot about the type of artist that he continues to evolve to.
Yeah, and Puerto Rico, hats off to that beautiful island. I went to a wedding there. The people are
That's
amazing.
right.
You can tell from Jennie. And I just wish Bad Bunny would preach a little bit more, and which he does, just learn languages, learn languages. It's cool that he sings just Spanish, but he also speaks English. I don't care if you have an accent or not an accent. You can judge however. If you only speak one language, don't criticize somebody who speaks two languages. So I love that Bad Bunny. He can give you interviews in English. He can act in English. He can do SNL in English. So he's never told his people, don't learn English.
That's right.
So so push more of that, Bad Bunny, push more of that. Any celebrity gets up there. But let's hope in the future in more Super Bowls. I like when they mix like the British with the American, with the hip hop, with the rap, with the country, when instead of just and now we're getting to a little bit to just, Kendrick Lamar, it was just the hip hop. This was just the Puerto Rico and the reggaeton. No, man, let's mix it. Coldplay sang with Bruno Mars, who sang with Beyonce, all in one show. I didn't care for that one that much either, but the synergy wasn't there. But I do like it when they combine cultures. So I want to see that more again.
Yeah, when you get the diversity, right? Because like you said, not everybody likes what genre. It's cool whenever you get many things integrated. Sometimes whenever you get those mixes, it elevates the experience. So I totally get it. I'll wrap it up. You gave it a 7. What?
Maybe next year in LA it'll be like K-pop with like a rapper with like a country music.
Who knows? Yeah,
that's what I would do. That's what instead of just one thing.
Just all right, one thing.
I am Miami. I am Pablo, Alsina, Jennie. Closing thoughts and wrap up this special episode.
Yes. No, that's cool. I'm glad we did this one, just a short one episode, and our thoughts on the Bad Bunny halftime show. You give it a 7. I'm giving it at 11. That's how much I loved it. But again, my name is Jennie López. I'm here with Pablo Alsina, bringing you the best of Very Caliente, this podcast, and we cannot wait to see you on the next episode.
Very Caliente. Check out all the episodes. Check out all the episodes.
Let's go.
Very